Welcome back to Summer Sunrise. I'm here with Ben from the Summit County Weed Program, and we're going to be talking about I'm a weed warrior. You can probably tell by looking at me.
You look like one.
Yeah, a weed warrior. Not a lot of people, I haven't really been decorated, but we were talking about the Summit County Weed Program. Are weeds a scourge here? And first of all, what is a weed?
We go after noxious weeds. Noxious weeds are non-native plants that can cause just damage to the lands, economical damage, and unsightly.
Well, you know, and also it's damage to the land, and also it impedes on the wildlife. Like a lot of times, what will happen, we have a kind of native flora and fauna that elk, whatever, moose dine on, and then a weed will come in and displace the natural plants, and that's pretty much a food source. The
noxious weeds do change the ecosystems. When some of the knapweeds come in, the elk move out. Montana's had some.
No, why
bad
is that?
problems.
Why do they? Cause it's just what I said, that because it takes their food source.
Yeah, they don't eat it, and the knapweeds actually, some can cause create their own like a poison that kills the plants around them.
Right, right.
And so it takes out the other plants, and they lose their forage, and they move on.
Now you hear about invasive weeds and you hear about noxious weeds. Now I'm guessing a noxious weed is worse. What definition of a noxious weed? A noxious weed?
It's non-native to the U.S. And it's highly invasive. So it has no natural predators or disease. So insects don't really kill it. There's not a disease. A weed, a regular old weed, is native to the area, to Summit County.
Yep.
And it's controlled by bugs, disease, insects.
But it tends to take over an invasive weed?
An invasive weed can.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about dandelions up
Right.
here, or sweet clover. Those are native weeds, and they're invasive, but they do have their own controls here, so we don't manage those typically.
Right, right. No, that's what I do. I go to public places and weed, because this is my only job. Let's talk about, you guys treat a lot of this county lands, the public lands, so to speak. You know, that's your job. But also a homeowner, it really behooves them to get a handle on their weed situation. You get a backpack program where you loan out sprayers. How's that all work?
You let us know what weeds you have, or sometimes we'll come out and look at your home, see what you've got, and we figure out what herbicide you need. You give us a call. You come in at either 7:30 in the morning or 4:30 in the afternoon. You pick up a backpack sprayer, and you've got 24 hours to use it. You go spray your weeds, bring it back. We go through a quick safety talk, how to use it properly, follow all the safety warnings. And
this is free, right?
It's free, no cost to the homeowner.
You know, and also what I found incredibly helpful is you guys have a book. I mean, if you move here, where you live in some other part of the country, it's not always the same. What might be considered weed here might not be considered a weed there, or our problem might be more severe than where they move from. You guys have a book that you give away that shows the weeds, the noxious weeds, the invasive weeds. That way you can identify them and remedy it.
We've got several books. We have a couple books on thistles, what thistles are good, what are bad.
Yeah.
We've got another one that has all of our county's noxious weeds. We've got some brochures that, hey, if you like these flowers that might be a noxious weed, plant these instead. We've got quite a bit of literature.
This is all at the Summit County Weed Headquarters.
That's correct.
Which is not the dispensaries. Don't confuse it with the dispensaries.
Yeah, we're not those guys.
Where are you guys located?
We're just downstairs from the library in Frisco at the County Commons.
Okay, now I hate weeds, and I want to volunteer. Do we have any opportunity to volunteer to kill weeds?
We do. July 13th at 8 o'clock. We're going to meet at the Commons at the Senior Center.
Yep.
And we're going to go out, and we've got a few sites. We're going to have a weed pull this Saturday.
All right, get everyone all jacked up on espresso and just kill weeds. Now, the weed headquarters is located right underneath the library in the County Commons in Frisco, right?
That's correct.
Cool, man. Keep up the good work.
All right.
And only good weed's a dead weed.
That's right.
Oh, did I just make that up? We'll be back with more. You're watching Summer Sunrise. We're outside Breck Bike Guides. Give my best to all the weed people.
All right, will do.
All right, and I'll give your best to all my weed friends too. Don't go away.